Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. It's your latest transfer news on this Friday afternoon. It's hot in the conservatory and we've got some hot transfer news for you. So we're going to start off with this news that's coming in from Julien Lorenz, who is a French reporter, sounds French as well, for ESPN, basically saying that Manchester United have agreed a transfer fee for Matthijs De Ligt. I mean, I thought this deal had just died a death ages ago, and it's Friday and it's quiet around Manchester United, so obviously we've got to be in for De Ligt again. The reality with this is that what he's basically saying is that Juventus is the destination that De Ligt wants, and what's happening is that Manchester United and PSG agreed a fee with Ajax a number of weeks ago, but that is not where De Ligt wants to go, because obviously the financial package is better at Juventus. However, it doesn't matter what the better financial package is for De Ligt. It's ultimately about what Ajax want, because he's not out of contract with Ajax. He's not a free transfer, so Ajax have to agree for the fee. Now, there was talk a few days ago that Juventus were going to pay 60 million for De Ligt, or 50 million for De Ligt. But if Manchester United have put an offer on the table of 70 and PSG have put an offer on the table of 70, then Ajax will say, well, we're not accepting it. We've been offered 70 million by Manchester United and PSG. That's the offer we're going to take. I don't really care if De Ligt's getting more money from Juventus. Personally, it's about what Ajax wants. So hi mate, where did this news come from? Robert Moore. It's come from Julien Lorenz, who was a French journalist. So effectively, sorry, I had my finger on the audio. That's what she said. But with regards to this, I don't think it's big news. I think it's news, but I don't think it's big news, because I don't think he's coming to Manchester United. I feel that the situation with De Ligt is that Manchester United did want him, but he doesn't want to come to Manchester United. He wants to go to Juventus. So the headline was that Manchester United have agreed a transfer fee for De Ligt, but actually, when you scratch the surface, so have other clubs, because it's about, will you pay Ajax 70 million for De Ligt? Yes, we will. Transfer fee agreed. Where do you want to go, man? Where do you want to go, De Ligt? And it's not Manchester United. So that's what this story on a Friday afternoon is coming out about. And basically what Julien Lorenz was saying, quite rightly, is that he has, because the deal is stumbling with Juventus, there could be an option for him to still go to PSG or still go to Manchester United, which is obviously not going to happen. So he won't come to, look, never say never. He could come to Manchester United, but it's not like this deal's very, very close at all. As I say, it's just because United will have offered the fee that Ajax want, and Juventus will want to get him for cheaper than that. So that's what's happening with regards to that. A lot of people asking about Bruno Fernandes. Nothing to discuss about him. He is training for Sporting Lisbon at the moment, and there is no further progression with that. Obviously, we had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference reaction. Well, it wasn't really a press conference, was it? It was an interview, which I did on the United Stand earlier. In the world of football in general, I mean, look, Liverpool, European champions, are they still enjoying their party or what? Because we're not hearing anything about that. This is an interesting story from Zain Hussein. He says, BBC Sport have confirmed Manchester United have agreed terms with Bruno Fernandes and he'll be joining by the end of next week. 55 million agreed. Mark, check it. But Zain, I don't know whether you understand the BBC. That's the BBC gossip page, and it's a quote from somebody else. It's and it's an inaccurate quote. So BBC, when it's from the BBC, they'll have an article on their website from the journalist who works for the BBC. But the BBC also have a gossip page where they quote other outlets. It doesn't mean it's true. It's called aggregating other content to pull it to yourself. So there's nothing been agreed with Bruno Fernandes as of yet. Hopefully we will get something, but nothing as of yet. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you're new. This is That's Football, Mark Goldbridge, so it's a bit more general. What I have got my gin ready for tonight, Pranesh. I'm going to have Hendrick's gin with cucumber. I'm going to try something a bit different tonight, so I'm looking forward to that. What do you think about this Pogba out and Sol in Lorenzo? My personal thing, and I would say this on the United Stand, but obviously I'm not on the United Stand at the moment, so I'll say it to you, lucky people here. I think that Paul Pogba's going to hand a transfer request in. I do. I think he's going to hand in a transfer request, and that's we'll see what happens with that. Still in New York. He put an Instagram post out this morning. He's still in New York. So Manchester United fly out on Sunday to Australia. You would expect him to be back in Manchester tomorrow to hop on the plane. He wasn't at training today. Where do I think Pogba will go? Real Madrid. No updates on Bruno. Chuck me the questions. Ziyech, Rory Hartnett. As far as I know, Ziyech's still playing in the African Nations Cup. I think his country is still in it. So, yeah. And Anthony Wisdom, you're spot on. It sounds like Manchester United are being used by Ajax to get the fee from Juventus. Exactamundo. So basically, those people joining us a little bit late, there's a report coming out from Julian Lorenz today saying that Manchester United have agreed a fee for Matthijs De Ligt. Now, this obviously sounds very encouraging if you're a United fan. However, what has happened here is Juventus are trying to get De Ligt for about 50, 60 million, but Manchester United and PSG apparently offered 70 million a number of weeks ago, which Ajax agreed. But ultimately, it's where the player wants to go. And the player, as we know, doesn't want to go to Barcelona, doesn't want to go to Manchester United, doesn't want to go to PSG. He wants to go to Juventus. But Juventus have got to pay the fee that everybody else has offered, and Juventus don't want to do that. So obviously releasing that out there means that Ajax are going to have to pay that fee because, as I said, Ajax do not have to go, oh, De Ligt, you want to go to Juventus, but they're offering us 20 million less than everybody else. Sorry, we're not selling you unless they pay that price, or you go to Juventus or Manchester United. But I can't see him coming to United. I mean, and reality is, if he came to Manchester United, he was only ever coming to Manchester United for the money, wasn't it? But as Kaj says, it's quite amazing, really, because De Ligt did complete his medical a month ago, according to all the in the knows. So there we go. Do I rate Nainggolan, says Alec Trube? Look, this is to do with Nainggolan potentially being offered up for Lukaku or Matthijs. I do rate Nainggolan, but I probably rated him more a couple of years ago. I mean, let's not forget, he didn't get picked for the World Cup for Belgium, did he? And he is 31 now. So is he what Manchester United need? I'm more encouraged by the fact that Matic is being linked with a move away from Manchester United, because to me, I think he's the number one issue in that side. He's so slow. Rance apparently said that the deal was done. Did he? Well, I don't think Rance has got any sources, to be honest with you, but if he does, that's completely wrong. Love your windows, Mark. Thanks. I've just had them cleaned a couple of days ago. Chuck me some other questions then about transfers, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? As long as I don't put my hand on the camera. My fingers are starting to get hot because my phone's getting hot. This phone's not very good for heat. What's it going to do when I'm on holiday? What's your thoughts on Isco and Bale? I would prefer Isco to Gareth Bale because he's younger and I think he has the value. The story from Spain was £72 million plus Isco or Bale from Real Madrid to get Pogba. I think Isco probably is worth 70 million, so plus that's about 150. Bale is probably worth 70 million, but he isn't really, is he? Because it's going to be 30. So I would probably take Isco if that was part of the deal. But I don't think Manchester United have much appetite to do any player deals, like whether it's Inter Milan wanting to give us a player for Lukaku, or whether it's Real Madrid wanting to give us a player. Unless it's like Varane or Skriniar, I don't think Manchester United would want to use. I'm on a Samsung 10. I'm just starting to getting used to it. Who's reporting this? Julian Lorenz. If you look it up on Twitter, you'll see it. Olmo is apparently going to go to Spurs. I didn't really think that there was anything in that for United, although he did look like he was a good signing. I think Bruno is stalled because of Pogba, with Madrid offering players, says Lorenzo Lizion. Yes, maybe there is something in that. I mean, look, I think with regards to Bruno Fernandes, I've just let one go. Live on air. Oh, that's disgusting. I got a bit excited and I trumped. When do you think we will sign Bruno and Maguire? Jokes. I don't know. I don't think United are going to. I think it's very clear United are not going to make a signing now before they get on the plane. So maybe in the next week, but not for now. Don't anybody tell anybody about that little trump. I don't want that to be live. It's embarrassing. Farbridge. Why the hell would De Ligt come to Manchester United exactly? It's not going to happen. And I heard that on the earphones this dark night. I think I've just done it again. I've just chopped again. It's exciting. Mark. Here we go. I like this one. So Zach Thomas says, Mark, when you said that people shouldn't dislike the video if there is negative news coming out, it's kind of like double standards, as you ask people to like the video if there is positive news. No, what I was saying is people were disliking the video on the United stand because I was telling them what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had said. It's not fair to bloody blame me for it. I mean, if you want to dislike videos. I haven't got an issue with that. But people were disliking it because as if I was like giving out fake news, which I wasn't. I've been having too much beans. You're right. I'm about to go and have a curry actually and a beer. I'm looking forward to that. What's happening is basically De Ligt to Manchester United transfer agreed is coming out this afternoon. I refuse to do this on the United Stand because I'd get absolutely pelted for dislikes. It's just, I think it works well on this channel because we just generally talk about transfers. So basically, Julian Lorenz from ESPN is saying that Manchester United have agreed a fee of £70 million for De Ligt, which is probably true. But it doesn't mean he's coming to Manchester United because this would have been agreed a while ago, and it's basically Juventus won't pay 70 million. So it'll be Ajax saying, well, look, Manchester United and PSG offered us 70 million for him. You can't have him for any less than that, whether he wants to come to you or not, because they don't owe him anything. But as it's David said, he is going to Juventus. Juventus have just got to pay the right fee, haven't they? Hey, it's just Jackler. He is reliable, but this is what I mean. It's not a story that he's coming to United. It's all about getting Juventus to pay the fee, if you know what I mean. He doesn't want to come to Manchester United. Tielemans is on a flight to Birmingham, says Niraj Konwar. I did see that. I just couldn't prove it. I heard it somewhere on Twitter, which is never the best unless you can, credibilize it, as I would call it. So, yeah, apparently Tielemans is flying into Birmingham. If he's flying into Birmingham, he's going to Leicester. Simple as that. And I did query this last night on the United Stand. How long can Tielemans wait for Manchester United? Because he'll have to train with Monaco, which he doesn't want to do. So I think at some point Tielemans will just become impatient and just go. And I think that maybe if he's flying into Birmingham, he's going to Leicester. Because if he was coming to Manchester United, you'd fly to Manchester. But Leicester haven't got a major airport. There's East Midlands Airport, but I don't think that probably has flights from Brussels. So Birmingham, just down the road from me, it looks like he'll be signing for them by the looks of it. Tielemans is going to Leicester, yeah. Aston Villa is in Birmingham, says Jenny Smith. Yep, I doubt he's going to Aston Villa, but you never know. You never know. What's your film about, Arthur? Mark, would you take De Ligt and Lozano or Koulibaly and Sancho? Koulibaly and Sancho, defo. I just had to read it back. Drop a like for the fart. It was an accident. I didn't mean it. We're never going to talk about the Daily Star, Mark Bryant, are we? Never going to talk about that. He's going to join Coventry City, says Brendan. He might be joining Birmingham City. So yeah, it's a very quiet day because there's bits and bobs for Manchester United. Arsenal are just still doing their. I feel sorry for Robbie on AFTV and his daily transfer video, which is basically just talking about Zaha every game because that's the only chance they've got. There is also nothing coming out of Spurs at the moment. Liverpool, absolutely nothing. They've got a good team. Man City obviously got Rodri, nothing from them. I thought they were going to be getting Cancelo. This phone's getting too hot for me. But we'll wrap it up there because I can't keep holding this phone. I don't know why it's getting so hot. I mean, it is hot in here, but it shouldn't be getting that hot. Anyway, I'll be back at 8 o'clock on the United Stand. If you haven't watched Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference reaction, you can watch that there. And I will speak to you a little bit later. But I like doing these videos on here, so make sure you subscribe. I do need to get a tripod, Glyn. You're very welcome. But I like it to just be like me sat with my phone in my hand. But yeah, that would probably help. The charger's not in. Yeah, it's gin o'clock at 8 o'clock on the United Stand. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you are new, bottom right-hand corner. And I shall see you soon. But yeah, I like these little videos. And if you do, give us some love. Thank you. Oh, you get to look at the view. Rotate the device. I want to stop the device.